This year, we have incorporated climate change issues also. Yeah. This one. The big one is one proclaimed as a protected area, and this is the output of the class. One of the subject integrated environmental management. You have to use the mic all the time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, this is an output from our integrated environmental management module. And I think you have a glimpse, and this is Marawi City, and that is the provincial capital immediate after that. And that is where our professors are billeted in the corner, guest house, where Sir Tony has lived. And yeah.
Commander Bravo.
Yes.
But before you stay there, Kip,
Yes,
what I'd
yes.
like you to actually
Yeah.
tell us now is why does this matter? I mean, why is this lake? And you did grow up around this in one of the towns, right, in the lake. So why does it matter? Who cares? I mean, why should we care about Lakeland? Of course, it's beautiful. Those of you have never been to it's one of the most beautiful campuses in the world. No, in the world, I would say, and in the Philippines certainly, because that basically Lake Lanao, you can see Lake Lanao. I mean, and actually for generations of Mindanaoans, actually for Filipinos, for many years, they actually just, including Christian Filipinos, they actually go to MSU. It's one of the best universities in the Philippines as well. I mean, they're less now than before. But other than sort of the aesthetics of it, I mean, it's like, it's like Silliman University. It's like one of those beautiful universities in the Philippines that's by the sea or by the lake. But other than that, why should we care, Pip?
Yeah. Aside from its economic importance to this country, Lake Lanao is tied to our identity. We are called Maranaos. Maranaos means people of the lake. That's how important is this for us. Barring aside the economic importance to this country and in Mindanao, its economic contribution is very substantial. If I'd like, allow me to repeat, it contributes between 55 to 65% of the total electricity needs of the people in mainland Mindanao. And if they say Mindanao contributes 1/3 or slightly to the economy of this country, that's how important. But for us, it is our identity, it is our life. If the lake is gone, then I do not know what will happen to our identity. We will no longer be Maranaos. That's how important for the lake. The lake is us, because it has so many significance in our hundreds of years. I mean, it's seen some of the battles in between the Americans, the Japanese, Spaniards, up to now. Thank you, sir.
You've always said that you are an accidental environmentalist because you're a civil engineer, and in the past, not anymore now. In the past, civil engineers and environmentalists, we always cross. I mean, we're always on different sides. Because as many of the civil engineers, they want to build dams, build this, build that, build power plants, and on our side, we're always trying to stop them from doing certain things. Certainly not everything, but certain things. I mean, I can tell you a lot of my own war stories as an environmental lawyer, going back to the 80s of doing that again and again. So how come a civil engineer? Did you work for NAPOCOR, for NPC?
No, sir.
No, but
Never.
no.
Never.
That's the next question. The story between Lanao del Sur and NAPOCOR, because that's an important story. But how did you become an environmentalist, and how did you organize the Save Lanao movement?
Okay. I think our group came in after you left DNR, sir. After the 36. Okay, as an engineer, the challenge is there, but there's no conflict between environmentalism and being an engineer. You can build nowadays. Take the case of the ECC, Environmental Compliance Certificate. If that is being implemented, that is to mitigate the impact. But in this country, it's quite different. It's quite different. We have all the talents, the laws, and everything are incorporated in this, but compliance is another thing. So I became one of those because when I left, I worked in the Middle East for 11 years. We built there, not in here, because there's not much opportunities in here. We have too many engineers here, far better. And for a man like me who came from the province, there's no way I can compete with coming from Ateneo and the UP. So we are always in the last one. So we have to go outside. Most of what you see outside are coming from the provinces, institutions from the provinces. My opinion, sir, is there is no conflict with civil engineering and being protecting the environment. Plans nowadays are being drafted with so many of those incorporated. In fact, environmental engineers are required to sign plans nowadays. So probably it will take us some more time before we can comply with that. So my becoming an environmentalist by accident is when I went home in 1990, that was the impending opening of Agusan. Agusan is situated from here. Now, this is now a direct challenge to Lake Lanao. The other power plants are run-of-river downstreams, so it's not going to affect the hydrology of Lake Lanao. But when you dam directly a natural lake, that's the problem. That's where the problem arises, because you alter nature. Nature created lakes as normal. No matter how big its rain is, it will just flow to the river. The lake is stable, river unstable. Now you put a barrier, you reverse that. That is the issue. Now the ECC was issued specifically to mitigate that one. And there are conditionalities issued for these, and these are not being followed. That's how I became drafted into a group. And in fact, the entire Lanao Sur community was in all sectors, religious, students, and everybody. And then they found somebody, because we are facing the might of national power. I mean, everybody was there. And I was, it was incidental, I came in to a hearing led by then Senator Pimentel, Senator Enrile, Senator Tamano, hearing the case of our complaint. And then that's the day I took the challenge to become an environmentalist for Lake Lanao.
Any questions now from yes, please.
Yes.
I am Vicky Davila, and my question is about, not really a question. This is my first time to step into the professional schools of Ateneo, and when I was listening to Father Nebres talk this morning, vibrating with a lot of, spirit of community spirit, institutionalizing, strengthening institutions, I was quite impressed. Now, using the framework used by Father Ben this morning, that Ateneo is geared towards strengthening institutions,